as Access Risk Consulting. Ma'am, we welcome you to SITM and
Thank you.
Ma'am, you have been associated with SITM for quite a while, so would you like to share some experience about your coming over to this campus?
Sure. I think what this campus kind of brings is more I like the passion that the team brings about learning and the fact that the insights that your team actually brings in, especially if you look at your provision, the kind of forecasting that's happening, the kind of a look not just from a technology side but also from a business side on telecom and the whole gamut of telecom. It's not very restrictive to a mobile, and I think that's where it's very heartening. Because typically when you talk telecom, 90% everybody talks only about mobile and they forget the rest of the ecosystem. So I think that's a lot of learning and a different approach that I like the fact that the organization brings.
And ma'am, what is your take on the theme of today's PD, that is Telecom Omnipresence? What do you think, what is your viewpoint?
No, I think it's great that you're talking about the...
Bye. We'll be in touch with you.
Yeah. So I think it's great that you're talking about the entire gamut. I think that's what the omnipresence mean also. That you're talking not just about the handsets, you're not talking about the operator or the pipe as we call it, but you're talking about the whole system and how it touches. I mean, in fact, there's this recent statistics that kind of said that India has got more mobile users than toilets. So I think it kind of resonates with the way the country is also moving.
Ma'am, it is said that today the smartphone penetration in our country is just 6%, but it's predicted that it's expected to grow at a rate of 52%, which is higher than countries like China and Japan. So what do you think is where is the telecom industry heading in our country?
See, I think we are at the cusp of something radically that's going to change. And we did mention about a new operator coming in, and they've been known to shake the market and shake it for the better, worse, only the future would say. But they would definitely be shaking the market. And it also looks like from a regulatory perspective, hopefully the earthquake is over and you're looking for a more peaceful, tranquil existence. Because until the regulatory environmental settles down, you're not going to see a lot of investment or you're not going to see the future growing. So I think somewhere the telecom industry is also tied back to a lot of things that the regulator and the political scenario in the country is going to play. And if they play out positive as we are all expecting, then you're at the cusp of the next level. And it should lead to the penetration levels that you're talking about.
And one last question, ma'am. Any expectations that you have from the SITM students or any suggestions that you would like to give to them?
Yeah, the suggestion that I think, this is the second year that I'm giving, is that while technology is good, I'll refer back to what Mr. Pullak says. The customer at the end of it is technology agnostic. He wants something, he doesn't care whether you call it 3G, whether he calls you LTE, you call it whatever. Similarly, when you're looking at consulting or any of that, it's the business model and the money that will make sense. Technology and others will just become an enabler. I think that's something that the students will have to appreciate a lot more. It's just a means to an end, and technology will not be the end by itself.
That was Mrs. Kritika. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.